Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with another edition of Low ELO Legends. It's been a very long time here on Age of Empires 3, and we have two opponents here, and I'm going to be reading you out some stats before we get into this one. So, of course, on the top left part of the map here, we have Michael Goraz, number 8 here, playing as the Japanese in the Cyan. Michael is currently, if I can have a quick look, is 522 ELO at the moment in Age of Empires 3. And his opponent on the bottom right part of the map here is Glenn.Godbold, playing as the Brits in the red. And Glenn is 592 ELO. So we have a little bit of an ELO gap. I'm going to be honest with you guys, at this ELO level, even if there is 100 ELO difference between them, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Only when you start to get around the 1,000 ELO mark, if you have quite a discrepancy in ELO, you can see the difference. But here, not so much. So why do we do the low ELO Legends, ladies and gents? Well, number one, it's entertainment. Number two, if the actual players find this video, there will be some helpful, constructive criticism, and hopefully they can improve their game and rise up the ladder. And number three, it's just different. It sort of sets it apart from the classic pro level plays that we all see. We see lots of pro level casted or high level player casted games. Let's have a look and see what the lower level players do, because sometimes you can actually stumble across something kind of crazy that may actually work higher up on the ladder. It's a rarity, but it's something that sometimes you may find. So let's have a look at both players, and firstly we're going to be looking at the decks, of course, that come out. So let's have a look here. We do have, oh my, this is a first, ladies and gents. Glenn here is actually rocking a pretty decent deck here. This is an incredibly low ELO range at the moment, ladies and gents. So sometimes you find some wild, wacky things. But all I can say, ladies and gents, is that as long as you've got a decent number of resource shipments in Age 2 and 3, you've got some villager shipments, and you've got a few sort of military shipments and some upgrades, that is kind of all you really need for a semi-decent deck. So we can see that we've got 3 vills. We've got the VC here, the Virginia Company, if we want to boom. We've also got a few resource shipments, and we've got a lot here loaded in Age 3 for Glenn. So Glenn, at the moment, has shipped 3 villagers, and looks to be doing some pretty good herding, although I have seen this actually at lower levels where they just shoot all the animals. And the reason this is because they're just not as good at herding. I'm still quite poor at herding animals and ensuring that they stay in the TC. So I have seen a lot of lower ELO level players just shoot all their cattle. Now, what's wrong with this? Well, it's the degrading of the food. That's the problem. So by shooting this many here, yes, it means you don't have to worry about herding, but on the flip side, you've got this food degrading here over time, which is not going to be ideal for you. So, and you've got all these deer here that are now degrading, and you're losing food. So it's kind of crucial, especially for the Brits. So I'd really avoid doing this if possible. But if you are seriously bad at herding, then maybe you might need to. We are going to see an age up actually at a pretty decent time for Glenn here, coming in with the Philosopher Prince, going for that age up. There we go. Now let's have a quick look over at Michael here, playing as the Japanese. Let's have a look at the deck. It is the Kensai Himura, apparently. And wowee, ladies and gents, we have no resource shipments here. This is a very different looking deck. We do have shrine wagons, however. We've got some missionaries here, which is the Spanish healer unit. I didn't even know you could actually get this with the Japanese. And we just have a ton of unit shipments here. So this is not the best looking deck compared to Glenn here. So Glenn's definitely ahead with the deck choice and the deck build. And Glenn is also, by the way, now going for Virginia Company, which is quite interesting because normally you want to go Virginia Company if you go for a trade post so you can get the XP, and you kind of want to get that earlier, but looks like we're gone for it anyway, and we're going for some kind of house boom here. So that seems to be what Glenn's plan is. Michael, on the other hand, is looking to be going to be aging up quite a little bit later here, which is not ideal. We only have 1 shrine up at the moment, and looks like we've already got villagers transitioning over to gold and wood here. So as a basic tip, if you want to get onto your age up, just have all your vills on food. all your vills on food, whatever you need to get into the next stage, get them all on food. The minute you're clicking into the second age, then you can redistribute villagers, because otherwise you're just going to be slowing your age up. Now, of course, I caveat that because there are some unusual strategies where you might do that before, but a general rule is try not to. Okay, so Toshogu Shrine. This is the eco shrine here, where it gathers. It basically is 2 shrines worth, and it can pull in certain huntables. So you want to make sure that it's relatively close. We do have a huntable over here, which should be okay. And also it's far back here, so it's quite a defensive position, which is quite nice. And we are going to be aging up, of course, yeah, as I mentioned, Shogu. Okay, Glenn. He's already in second age, looking good. He's got a lot of houses down already. I like this strategy. However, look at this deer, ladies and gents. This is a sad sight to see when you see all the deer here. You really don't want to see this. This is something, yeah, you kind of want to just avoid if you can. I'm going to get a quick little screenshot of that because it's quite iconic, where we see all of the deer degrading over time, which is such a shame to see. And we are going to be grabbing a treasure here. 90 food, lovely. So we've got some wood. What are we going to be doing with that? We're going to be continuing with the houses. We've got 14. We need to get 20 houses to complete our boom. And we've got 31 villagers already for Glenn, and only 20 for our Japanese opponent. 2 shrines though, and looking like a third age here. Wow, wait, look at this. We've got 900 food. We can make villagers. So always remember that. No villagers are being made here. I don't know if Michael knows that. But yeah, always make sure to make villagers. It's really crucial. Even if you're going for some kind of weird, mega fast build, fast fortress, whatever, you always want to be making sure that you're making villagers, because the earlier that you make villagers, the more they pay off as the game goes on. It's so crucial to be making them. So I don't know what his plan is here. I'm thinking it's going to be a third age here from Michael. So we got a Toshogu third age potentially. We are going to see in the next card. It's going to be 4 villagers, and a consulate is now going down, which is interesting because I can see some coin has been spent there already. I don't know. I think that was from the market. We did just see a drop in coin from Michael there. So we are going to see a nice defensive Virginia company boom here. We're starting to get some of those eco techs in. Amalgamation coming in this early. That is kind of wild. 8-minute amalgamation is kind of crazy. And we are going to see steel traps, which is pretty standard. But yeah, the eco powerhouse is happening. Oh, we're seeing more, unfortunately, wasted elks here lying on the ground, which is a real shame to see. It looks like he's going to be going for another hunt here. And the reason, I hope that when he herds this hunt, that he doesn't just kill them all here, because he does need to herd these towards his TC so that they're safe. I don't know whether he's going to do that, but he definitely should. And I think he is. So it looks like Glenn's capable of doing a bit of herding, but when it's near the base, he just kills them all, which is interesting. Another interesting thing, we've seen Levy being called now. Not too sure why, because we're not really under attack. Levy, as you can see, their HP depreciates over time. So calling the Levy is a little bit pointless. We do now see a mill, which is even stranger. No need for the mill. We've got so much food here still. There is absolutely no need to be building a mill at all at this point in time. So, and we are going to see finally some units coming out. So Glenn had a good start here. Glenn had a good start. But he's starting to drop down a little bit in my estimation. We are talking 500-600 ELO, all right? Before you guys berate me in the comments, as you like to do sometimes with these low ELOs. I do know that we're talking 600 ELO, 550 ELO here. So we've got to bear that in mind. We are seeing a lot of villagers being queued now from Michael, which is good to see. And we're getting that macro here perfectly for a potential third age, but he just keeps slipping away from getting the macro for that third age. And we are now going to see another barracks being put down. Has allied with the Japanese, which gets you some decent techs. You can start to train Ashigaru in batches of 10, So you can start to train on units in batches of 10 rather than 5, which is really good. We are going to see Glenn dropping now another. So he's gone for 4 vils, 700 wood, I think, and then 700 coin. Perfect order. His card order, his deck overall is pretty decent. I liked what he was doing with the kind of Virginia company play. That's really great. Where he's dropping down a little bit is the herding situation, losing lots of food. Now going for a very early mill, which is really strange. However, he has got the macro here for a 3rd age up. Now, is he going to go for that? I see a lot of people. Oh, he is. I see a lot of people at this ELO range so afraid to go from the 2nd to the 3rd age. They always feel like they've got to make a load of units, so they've got to always play in the 2nd age and all that kind of stuff. But we're not seeing that with Glenn. He is going to be going up for the mercenary contractor. I don't even know what that one provides, ladies and gents. And we're seeing priests. What on earth is going on? We're going to see some mercenary trade probably. That's maybe why he went for the amalgamation. So he's got the amalgamation upgrade, which is a real decent one. It's a mega good later game upgrade for your coin gathering. And now what do we see here from Michael? Looks like he did just go for a shrine shipment. We can see, yes, he's gone for 4 villagers and he's gone for the 5 shrine wagons. That's all he's kind of gone for. He once again, he's had a lot of opportunity here to go into the 3rd age, but he hasn't picked it. 33 villagers for him. Glenn on 48. So eco looking really good for Glenn. Has the age up on. I'm feeling good about my man Glenn here. He's pretty much got the resources to go into the 4th age. That's how crazy he is right now. He can just hold off. He doesn't need to spend anything. Just get 2,000 food and you are away, good sir. Get into the 4th age and hit him with some rockets and all sorts and you will be good to go. But yeah, he's got an interesting collection of units here. He's got some priests. He's got his militiamen that have 1 HP. He's got some musketeers and some longbows there. So very interesting play here. A lot of wood being gathered here as well. A lot of wood. Wowee. And we're getting a lot of text here. Town watch, gaslighting. Age up is now in. What is Michael's reaction to that? Nothing too much as of yet. Now, sometimes what you can get with the low elos is a very long game. And I don't want to bore you guys. I want to get you with the juicy details. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we're able to speed this along a bit. We might not be able to. This is a live game being played. So let's move ourselves along here. We're going to go for a little bit of a speedy time and see if anything materializes here. So Glenn here getting another 1,000 coin shipment, I think that was. Yes, he's got a 2nd mill up now. And yes, there it is. The 4th age is available to him. He may as well go for it, right? It's flashing. There it is. Going for a nice age up. Going to get the tycoon in. Beautiful. It's going to give him even more coin. And wowee, he is playing a pretty solid game here. No pressure from him. He's going to start getting the artificial fertilizer, the upgrade for the mills. And it's a very passive game. A lot of these low elo legends are very passive. You rarely see rushing and stuff like that. You normally start to get rushing strats around like 800-900 elo, maybe 1,000 elo. But the mega low elo legends, very passive, very turtly. Both players very afraid to attack because they don't want to lose their stuff. So they tend to be a lot longer. And that's why we are zipping this forward a little bit to try and get you some action. So industrial age now in for Glenn. And we have the factory. Very standard. No complaints. But look at all these resources. And Michael here actually now going for the age up. Going to be going for the golden pavilion. Pretty decent one. Going to be getting some Yumi archers. And we'll be able to get the bonuses, as you can see here. Depending on what you want to select, you can get some bonuses for your units, which is really nice. And getting those immediate upgrades in. That's what we like to see. A lot of time, lower elo players forget about upgrades. And we can see that with Glenn here. He's completely forgot about his upgrades. Musketeers are not upgraded. He's now got a plantation or an estate here. Wowee. When we've got coin right outside the base. This is something that I see so often. The actual terror and the thought of expanding onto the map just absolutely frightens low elo legend players. They cannot get their head around it. They just do not want to just go and explore just a little bit. Look at this. There's a hunt right here. And let's have a look. There's no scouting either of the enemy base. We've got no idea what the enemy's doing. We're solely in our base here. And let's have a look over at Michael. Is Michael the same? Yet no scouting whatsoever here. Not even knowing, like this makes me anxious looking at this. Seeing that there's absolutely nothing here. It's a very, very scary sight indeed. So 46 villagers for Michael. 54 now. Oh my God, we're getting into the 5th age. We're getting into Imperial with the mercenary contractor. Vet longbows on the way. We're getting another factory down. Wowee. It is all happening here. And as I said, once again, very passive. Nothing much going on here. We're just building up. Somebody's going to take the initial plunge into the enemy base. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Glenn? Is it going to be Michael? Glenn here with the age advantage. So really it's on Michael to do something here. What is he going to do? Hearing a little bit of action. Unfortunately, it's just a treasure. But it is 85 wood. It's always going to help. But with the amount of resources here that Michael has. Michael actually mining the gold here, though. Going out of his base a little bit. And mining the gold, which is what I like to see. 4th age available now for Michael. Are we going to see that coming in? Because we're going to have to start going to rice paddies here. We've run out of the cherry orchards. We need to probably ship. We have no cherry orchards. That is a huge, huge blunder there. Unfortunately for Michael, we've got to have cherry orchards just in case. Otherwise, now we're going to have to go into rice paddies. But it's fine because we've got 2k wood. Ladies and gents, it's all right. It's okay. And there we go. Rice paddies coming in. We've got 7 villagers on the way. We're aging up with the shogunate. But look at this. We've got 10k, 11k score lead here from Glenn. Still getting those villagers in. Getting a capital now. Wowee. It's all happening. Yeah, we got real big upgrades here. Look at these gather rates. These are the ones that you need in the late game from the capital building. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing deforestation. Going to be boosting by about 20% there. The villager work rate on trees there, on wood. Now we're going to be seeing yeomen in for the longbows. We don't have the full upgrades yet either, which is kind of crazy. Hopefully we'll get that in soon. Excessive taxation coming in now as well, which is going to further increase from the estates. And we're still sitting in the base. Wowee, ladies and gents. I don't really know what to say here. This is possibly the most passive low elo legend game that I've come across in a long, long time. This is the most passive. They haven't even seen each other's base. 23 minutes in. We do have some decent upgrades though coming in for Michael. That is fair to him. He's doing better with the upgrades of the units. Better tech. We have only sort of age 2 level hussars here. We now see the 4th age come in for Michael. Has no gold though. Hasn't actually switched any of the rice paddies over to coin. So he's got no coin income. But he is getting stagecoach. He's got 2 TPs. He wouldn't dare go onto the other side of the map. As low elo legend players are, we're not seeing any exploration of the map whatsoever from both players. So I think though, Glenn's got some good potential as like 1,000 ELO player. He's got the potential. He had a great opening, great deck, great strategy to go for a house boom, placing them nice and defensively, which is great. Downsides, as I mentioned, the huntables, going mega early into farms, and simply just not pressurizing the opponent whatsoever, which is kind of from both players right now. Like 25 minutes in, no one has dared to move yet. I mean, we're basically playing a treaty game here, ladies and gents. It's basically what's happening. We are actually going to see it. Ladies and gents, we're seeing some units moving out. Are they going to do anything? We do see an artillery foundry. We don't see any rockets, which is amazing. No artillery or rockets or anything coming from Glenn right now. But amazingly, we do see Jaegers coming in from the... I mean, that's a lot of Jaegers. Yeah, 20 Jaegers here. Scary amount of mercenaries. And, yeah, Michael is slowly starting to get that coin in now. And he's actually going for samurai armies from the dojo. So remember, the dojo, you actually make sort of banner army style shipments here for the Japanese. Generates armies automatically. The dojo. It's a building that I rarely see. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought the dojo was... for some reason, I thought the dojo was the mercenary building, but it's not. That is the like the temple. But I rarely see the dojo. Is the dojo even a thing, like an actual strategy? Dojo generates armies faster. You get the honored Yumi here. Seems to be just very similar to like the Summer Palace from the Chinese, right? Creates a batch of units over time. Seems to be what it's doing. We are going to see Honored Samurai coming out now. So Michael, pretty impressed by... Oh, we are seeing some howitzers from Glenn. But I'm really, really impressed by the upgrades of the units are very good. However, he has a lot of heavy infantry. And as we know, Glenn has a lot of Jaegers. So he's going to counter this engagement quite well. We're actually seeing some Kree CDBs coming out. So we are going to be actually utilizing the natives, which is quite good. You rarely see that as well from a low elo legend. We are nearly 30 minutes into the game, and I'm hearing villagers dying. I'm not too sure how. Oh, hold the phone. Hold the phone. We've got Michael coming in. He's coming in hot. Here we go, ladies and gents. Wow, samurai are all here. And, yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one. Let's get that on there. Oh, the howitzers, remember, can now attack units. However, those Jaegers are absolutely going to do some insane work here. 25 of them going to absolutely shred through. And there's the GG. What? No. Oh, my God. I have never, ever come across a low elo legend game like this. Possibly the most passive one I've come across. And we have an engagement whereby we've done no scouting. We have no idea what the opponent is making. We decide to venture out and we realize, oh my, there's Jaegers. They're going to be very good. And we get half of our army deleted and then we just GG. All that effort, half an hour of your life wasted in base building to then lose to this. Like, it's... I know some of you guys probably going to be hating me in the comments. I'm not trying to be derogatory. I'm not trying to be horrible, but wowee. I'm kind of speechless about this low elo legends. I'm not going to lie. 15-16k score ahead. Had a nice deck, to be fair. Nice opening and strategy, as I've mentioned a few times now. Very interesting after that point, though. Kind of went very odd. Managed to get into Imperial Age, dropping a capital building, getting upgrades from there as well. I mean, it was just mental. We can see the economy here clearly in Glenn's favor. However, Michael not doing too bad of a job still, though. Keeping up, not too bad there, not too terrible. And yeah, of course, those Jaegers, as I mentioned, were going to tear through those Ashigaru, and they did. And we just saw the immediate GG there. So kind of anticlimactic, ladies and gents. I'm sorry if I've maybe feel like I've wasted your time here, but hopefully you found this entertaining. And let me know down in the comments if there's any kind of advice that you would give both Glenn and Michael. I think with Michael, we can definitely improve on the deck. We can definitely improve on the choice of when to create villages and when to age up, because we weren't making villages at all when we were starting to go into the second age. So if we just continue creating villages and then we decided maybe to go into the third age, if we had the resources, we could have done that. But yeah, once again, not going out onto the map too much, a little bit afraid probably. We do have, I mean, loads of shrines could have been placed, right? I think shrine placement is a big thing. Definitely could have been worked on to improve eco. We have 15 shrines, but a lot of them are not on any hunts. So we need to make sure that we get them on hunts and we get them out onto the map. So that would have really helped as well. But ladies and gents, we're talking 550 ELO here, sort of average of both players. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this. Do you want to see more low ELO legend action from Age of Empires 3? If you do, then of course let me know, and I'll catch you in the next video or the next stream. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.